Hello there, I'm Mark from Excel Off the Grid, and in this video we're looking at awesome things you can do with the image function that you probably didn't know we could do. So if you're ready, let's get started. Image is one of the newer functions, which means it's only available inside Excel 365. So if you've never seen it before, don't worry, we're going to start with a quick recap so we understand all the syntax and arguments. The image function has 5 arguments: source, alt text, sizing, height and width. Though only the first argument is required, and that must be a web URL that starts with HTTPS. So if I wanted to get my logo from Excel Off the Grid into Excel, I would right click on the image and come down to copy image address. Then I'll head back into Excel and I'll paste that address into cell E6. Then to use that URL, I'll come across into cell B6, type equal image, and then in brackets I'll select cell E6. And when I press return, that now goes and gets that image from Excel Off the Grid. In its basic form, image is that simple, but we have all these other optional arguments. First of all, we have the alt text. This is the text which appears for people who use screen readers, but we can also use this alt text, as we'll see later in this video. So for this, I'm going to enter EOTG logo. The next argument is sizing. If we enter 0, that means the image will fit inside the cell and maintain the aspect ratio. If we enter 1, it means it will fill the cell and stretch the aspect ratio to fill that cell. If we enter 2, it means the original image size will be maintained no matter how big that image is. And if we provide number 3, we can then use the height and width arguments, but they're only relevant if we have selected 3 as the sizing option. So for example, if I enter 1 and commit that function, the logo is currently stretched. If I change that back to 0, that logo now fills that cell and is not stretched. So that's the basics of the image function. Now let's go and see some of the cool things that we can do with it. The first thing we're looking at is image generating APIs. These are websites that generate dynamic images that we can then use inside the image function. The first example that we're looking at is quickchart.io. How it works is that we provide a URL and then QuickChart returns an image back to us. If we go into the chart gallery, you can see that we have lots of options available in here. To start with, we're going to create a QR code. So I'll scroll down to that section and then click QR codes. Here we can see all of the documentation about how we create a QR code. In its simplest form, we can just take the example URL at the top and then apply that to our requirements. So I'm going to take that text, copy it, and then come back to Excel and paste it in cell D6. For this QR code, I want it to go to exceloffthegrid.com. So my text will be https://exceloffthegrid.com. That automatically changes into a hyperlink. If I don't want it to be a hyperlink, I can press Ctrl-Z and that just gives me the text. Now in cell B5, I can just type equals image and then select cell D5. I'll close that bracket and press return, and there we go. We now have a functioning QR code. For our second API, we're going to look at excelapi.org, and it has an API which converts formulas to images, and here we can see some examples. At the bottom we have an example URL, so we're going to take that and use that inside Excel. So now in cell D13 we have the text that we want to convert into a math formula. In cell D15 we've used that same API code that we got from excelapi.org, and we've now created the HTTP address that we need to use for our image function. So now if we come across to cell B13, we can type equals image, then enter cell D15, and when we commit that, we now have E equals MC squared as a function image inside Excel. For our final API example, we're going to return back to quickchart.io and we're going to create a Sankey diagram. Here it is in the chart gallery, so let's click on that and look at the documentation. On the left, we can see an example of the code that's required to create this chart. So let's head back to Excel and create our own Sankey diagram. The table on the right displays the flows that we want to display inside our Sankey diagram. We then have a formula that generates valid syntax that we can use inside our URL. If we look in cell C49, you can see that we have used the text join function on our chart data column. In cell B21, we now have those three elements required for our URL combined into a single string. So as before, we can type equals image, and we want that from the URL in cell B21. When we close that and press return, fantastic, we now get a Sankey diagram inside Excel. So that's three examples of using image generating APIs inside the image function. There are lots of APIs out there, some are paid, some are free. It's just a matter of finding the ones that you need for your scenarios. Are you just tired of working late and missing out on what's important to you? Well, you don't need to work late anymore. Over at exceloffthegrid.com, our training program teaches you how to automate your work so you can get more done in a fraction of the time. So head over to exceloffthegrid.com and let's make working late a thing of the past. The image function relies on a web URL, which means if we don't have a website, how can we share images? Well, we've long been told that we can't use OneDrive or SharePoint for this, but we can. And a few weeks ago, Win over at Access Analytic showed us a technique that he learned from Baz from How to Power BI. And that's what we're going to look at now. How can we use OneDrive or SharePoint images inside the image function? Here we have an image file that's been saved on my OneDrive, and you can see that we have a green tick to indicate that this has been synced back to the server. So now if I want to get the URL for this, I can right click on the image and then select share. Next, I'll click on the gear icon, and you can see we have the option to share the link with anyone. Now this option might be grayed out depending on your admin settings, so you can only use this option if your admin allows you to share files with anyone. But we can select that and then click apply. Next, we want to copy the link and then come back to Excel, and we'll paste that into cell E6. Now the key thing about this URL is the section at the end. We want to delete everything after the question mark and replace that with download equals 1. Now in cell B6, we can type equals image, select the URL in cell E6, and fantastic, we are now connected to our file, which is saved on OneDrive. For our final example, we're going to look at how we can select images dynamically, and we'll also see a really important use for the alt text argument. Here in Excel, we have a table called images, which contains 3 columns. Now let's use the image function inside the image column, equals image, open bracket, and then we want to use the URL column as the source. Next, we want to use the description column as the alt text. Then we can close that bracket and press return. That now copies down and gives us an image for each of those rows. One of the easiest ways to create a data validation list that stays in sync with a table is to use a dynamic array. So in cell F6, we're going to type equals, then images is the name of the table, then in square brackets, image is the name of the column. And when we press return on that, we get the spill range showing all of those images. And we can now use this spill range in our data validation list. So I'll select cell B12 and then click data and then data validation. In the allow drop-down, we want to select list. And then for the source, we want to use our dynamic array. So we will select F6 as the first cell and then enter hash to get the spill range. Then we can click OK. And now in cell B12, we have a data validation list where when we click on the drop down, we can see the alt code that provides the description for the image. And when we select one of those, it will then display each of those images. The alt text is also useful for slicers. So if I select a cell inside the table and then click Insert Slicer, in the Insert Slicers dialog box, I can select image and then click OK. And you can see the text displayed for that slicer is the text that we provided as the alt text. So yes, please provide meaningful alt text for accessibility reasons, but also provide meaningful alt text because we can use it inside a data validation or a slicer. It would be nice if we could use the images themselves inside these objects, but we can't at the minute, therefore the alt text is the best option we have. And that's it. In this video, we've seen awesome ways that we can use the image function that you might not have thought of before. We used image generating APIs, we used images from SharePoint and OneDrive, and we also saw that we can use images dynamically using a data validation list. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and then click there for more Excel goodness. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.